So now I have created my group, and the next thing that I want to do is to add members in here. If you see this is the hierarchical group that I have just created. If I go in here, I will see all the details, all the members in here. Right now we have only the admin in here. The admin, if I go into the members section, I will see that I only have the admin right now in here. So that basically means that admin doesn't have like any daily or monthly spending limits. He's the admin, he has the maximum limits allowed in here. So if I do a transaction with admin, he will have like all the rights. He can do any transaction right now, at least before the stakeholders or slash shareholders have been approved of the application. Until unless that is done, then admin has all the rights. So now let's add members in here with some spending limits. So I will add some members. So first let's go in here and let's add this one, this user that I have created. I have created a couple of users to do the testing. So I will do this, copy this. I will copy this. I will go back in here. I will add it like this here. Go, let's click on next and let's add this particular member. So the logic behind a hierarchical group is that person who is above in the hierarchy can approve larger transactions. For example, if a person has, let's say, a spending limit of $100, he can do a transaction within that range. But if he needs to do a transaction above the $100, then he needs approval from somebody who is above from him in the hierarchy. So for example, he will then ask for the approval from the person who has got spending limit of over $100, for example $200. And next, if that person also needs to get the like his transaction approved above $200, then he will ask the next person who is even more above in the spending limit. So I'm adding this now new user. This was his principal ID, and I will say how much limit is allowed. Let's say he is allowed 100 USD of a limit per transaction, and his daily limit is 150, and his like say monthly limit is 200. Let's keep this to also 200, and let's keep this to 2000. And yeah, let's see that how much approval limit he has. He has $100 approval limit. This is his approval limit. These are his limits that I'm going to give to him. So in order to approve this particular person's transaction, he needs to get approval above $100. For that, he needs approval from somebody in the hierarchy per transaction. So admin has maximum, so admin can approve any transaction in here. So I have gotten the invitation, so I will join this group. Okay, so the next thing is now we'll add a new user. If you see right now in here, I have two users. The admin has maximum limits, and the other is the system user that I have added. I will add another user to show you guys. Other than that, I cannot get the approval. So now I'm in my hierarchical group. The logic in which this operates is people who are higher up in the hierarchy can approve particular transactions that a person's that exceeds a person's spending limit. So for example, if I have spending limit of $100 and I need to approve a transaction of $125, I need somebody who is above in the hierarchy from me to approve that particular transaction. So I will add 3 users in here. I've already added one more user. I have the admin, and I will add one more user, total 3 users, and I will show you, say that hey, if you want to exceed your spending limit, ask the approval of somebody above in the hierarchy. So if a user one has, let's say, 50 spending limit dollar, he needs to get the approval from, let's say, a person who has approval limit of over 50. Any person, let's say, has got a limit of $100 or $200, he can approve it. So now let's add a new user in here. So let me add this third user. Let me just repeat this. Let me come back in here. I will add his email. If he has internet identity associated with email, it will already be fetched if he's done KYC, etc. So basically to hold and manage funds, etc. So let's add this guy as well. You can see I have him. His internet identity is also added. Member. Let's send his limit per transaction is maximum $50, and let's say his daily spending limit is also $50, and monthly is, let's say, 1000 or something, and approval limited, let's say, also. So if he wants to exceed that, he needs to go with somebody who's got approval limit of 100, or even if more than that, then admin. So if I click on submit, okay, so user has been added successfully. So yes, I am now in this like hierarchical group. Okay, so now I have added 3 users. All 3 users have different spending limits in my hierarchical group. And if I go in here, I see this hierarchical group, and I see that each user has their spending limit. If I go into members, I will be able to see all members, and in there all members, we can see all the spending limits that they have. You can see all the spending limits.